Statements in a Massachusetts courtroom today in a murder trial that was a cold case for 4 decades. 71-year-old Lonzo Guthrie pleading not guilty in the death of 21-year-old Eileen Farrow. She was found stabbed to death the day after Guthrie delivered furniture to her home in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Prosecutors say a small drop of blood at the scene eventually matched Guthrie's DNA. His attorneys say it is not unusual for a furniture mover to nick a finger, and they claim the victim's husband had a motive because she was cheating on him. I'm joined now by Lise Wheel, Fox News legal analyst, also Bob Bianchi, criminal defense attorney and former head county prosecutor in Morris County, New Jersey. This one is interesting because they didn't have his DNA until 2013. He was convicted in another rape case in California. As a result of that, had to submit DNA, and lo and behold, they made a match to the Massachusetts case, Bob.
Yeah, John, the DNA database that has been created virtually says that anybody convicted of a crime now has to give a DNA sample, which has allowed us in the cold case units when I was prosecutor to be able to take old forensic evidence that otherwise we could never make a match to a known suspect and run it through that system to see if a match comes up, and that's what happened here.
But what about his argument, though, that he's a furniture mover, he might have bled at the scene?
And that's why it's going to be critical to find out where that blood was found. Was it the blood spatter? Was it found near the piece of furniture that he delivered? That would make sense. It would right there as he could have nicked himself as he delivered it. Or was it found near the scene of the crime? Now, that's going to be difficult all these years later to find. Where was it? Was it found near the ceiling? Was it found near the kitchen? Was it found near the bedroom? Where was the blood spatter found? That's going to be critical.
There's another case on the other side of the country related in that there's DNA evidence involved. The trial of an accused serial killer underway in Los Angeles. Lonnie Franklin Jr. has pleaded not guilty to being the so-called grim sleeper. Prosecutors say he killed 9 women and a 15-year-old girl. The string of murders started in 1985. The grim sleeper nickname came in because of a 14-year gap between some of the deaths. So again, because they have developed DNA evidence now, and they found a very clever way to get some from this guy. They have tied him pretty conclusively, the prosecutors think, to these victims.
They had an undercover agent, a cop, who went in and was a delivery boy, an agent that was a pizza delivery boy, and he got DNA from the crust of pizza that this guy left behind, and they were able to match this DNA with these crusts of pizza. It was absolutely stunning evidence to all of these crimes, and you know, the fact that we call him a sleeper, a murderer, it really belies the point that, you know, a lot of times you think of these killers as rational in the sense of, you know, a husband finds his wife cheating, and rationally then in our minds it makes sense that he would kill her. But these kind of homicidal characters, you know, they really can go for years without killing.
So the gap, the 14-year gap between killings wouldn't necessarily affect a jury.
No, not at all. This is a rock-solid case, John. These cops and prosecutors did a great job. They first found out that there was a cluster of murders in the 2000s that the DNA matched. They then matched those murders to the 1980 murders. They then did what they call a familia DNA research, where they found out that there was a person of interest that turned out to be his son. And that's where they got him as a suspect. He was always a suspect, and they went and got the pizza crust. Now, add to that they also have a handgun. After that gave them the probable cause to get a search warrant. They went in and found the .25 caliber handgun that matched ballistics, and Lise, they have an eyewitness that's going to testify. Slam dunk case for the prosecution.
Right, and the type of victims that he picked and the disposition of the bodies very similar.
And one of the fathers in this case was 48 when his 18-year-old daughter was killed. That gentleman is 75 now and looking for justice. Lise Wheel, Bob Bianchi, thank you both.
Sure, John.